WJR.
With you, and finally, on your wish list, Mark.
Well, in broad terms, we want to end homelessness. We want to make sure that there's enough affordable housing available so that people with disabilities and other vulnerable groups in our community don't become homeless. So, of course, we need this financial support in order to do that. Donations and the kinds of assistance with grant writing that National City and others have provided us have been fantastic. But beyond that, we need advocacy. We need for the community to understand the need of homeless people and to advocate among a large number of competing priorities, very important priorities, to make sure that there's adequate funding for programs like Section 8 vouchers, Section 811, permanent supportive housing for people with disabilities, establish a national housing trust fund, get money into the state affordable housing trust fund, so that there's adequate resources available to finish doing our work. I really do think it's possible to end homelessness in the foreseeable future. And
Why nobody ever talks about that, and it's never going to happen if you don't talk about it. So
yes.
I salute you for hitting it head on and talking about it, Mark. All right, David Boyle, what's your wish? If you had a wish list, what would be on the top of your wish list for National City?
Well, we have. I think we're up about 10% in terms of the number of people that are coming out to volunteer this year, which is fantastic. I guess my wish list would be that maybe there would be a couple of other organizations out there, for-profit organizations like National City, who would take on this mantle of community service day or half a day in our case, and just organize an effort to go out and do what we're trying to do and just give back. Those people listening, I can tell you without reservation that your employees and your staff truly appreciate the fact that your organization is focused on the communities. This is where we live, this is where we work, it's where we go to school and church and everything, and it's really incumbent upon us that we do give back in order to maintain it and improve it. So that would be my wish list, that there be 3 or 4 others that would step up and do something like this.
Well, and I think that this will help other people take that step. Now that they know there's a way to do it, now that they know that there are other successful companies doing it, maybe they'll understand that this sort of work that really has nothing to do with your primary business. I mean, it all does, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Can lead to your primary business being even more successful, can lead to your employees being happier and therefore more productive.
And we would be happy to share our model with anybody that wants to try this. This is not there's no patents or anything on it, and so anybody that wants to look at what we're doing, we'd be happy to sit down and talk with them.
Well, let me start with you then. How do people get in touch with you as the president and CEO of National City, or with the people you think they should be in touch with? How do they do that?
Well, they can certainly call my office if somebody wants to get in touch with me to learn about how we've done what we're doing. And I can give you the number. It's 248-729-8460. That's a direct dial to my office. And I will get them in touch with Mike Dengate, who runs our community development work. Our CDC is run by Dick Buss, and he's actively involved, and Sean Wilson is actively involved. And for organizations that would like to benefit from this sort of work, my suggestion to those organizations would be to stop in to your local National City branch, because our model for this is built around our branches. So if there's someone in for instance, in the Taylor community, our branches in the Taylor area support Penrickton, and they're the ones who are volunteering. They were there this past weekend helping with a Harley-Davidson rally, motorcycle rally, which unfortunately I missed. It was a great day, and my bike was in the garage, so it wasn't on the road with Kurt's. But so stop into a National City branch and tell them that you're interested in maybe being an organization that could benefit from our Community Appreciation Day, and we will put it through our process of evaluating that and see what we can do.
All right. And very quickly then, Linda, how do people get in touch with U-Snap-Bac
www.U-Snap-Bac, USNAPBAC.org, or they could call 313-640-1100.
All right, let me just, I'm left-handed. It takes me a little longer. All right, 313-640-1100, 313-640-1100, or www.usnapbac.org. U, just the U, the letter U, snap, S-N-A-P, bac, B-A-C.org. And that's how you'll be able to get in touch with Linda Smith and her people at U-Snap-Bac Nonprofit Housing Corporation. Mark, how do we get in touch with you, Mark Craig, or the folks at the Community Housing Network that you represent as president and CEO?
Well, first of all, our phone number is 248-928-0111. We also have a website, www.communityhousingnetwork.org. And I might as well put a plug in for a fundraiser that we have coming up too. It's sponsored in part by National City, and it's the Home Run for Homelessness event on September 23rd. And we're actively seeking not only additional sponsors but people to attend the event. We have Mitch Albom coming in as a speaker and to talk about homelessness. I know that's an important cause here and at the WJR as well. So we would very much like to hear from people who want to volunteer to help put the event together or to attend.
All right, Community Housing Network, 248-928-0111, 248-928-0111, or www.communityhousingnetwork.org. And don't forget the Home Run for Homelessness, September 23rd. And finally, Kurt Sebaly, the Executive Director of Penrickton Center for Blind Children.
It's the contact for Penrickton Center is 734-946-7500. Our website is www.penrickton, PENRICKTON.com. It's very straightforward. We get our name from three families, the Penmans, the Rickers, and the Wigingtons, hence the name.
Very
and
good.
I would want to say just one thing. When you volunteer, when the volunteers come out, when I talk about we make a difference and they feel like they actually touch a child and they actually touch and make a huge impact on what we do. So we're very, very grateful.
I don't doubt that for a moment. For the Penrickton Center for Blind Children, 734-946-7500, 734-946-7500, or www.penrickton.com, penrickton.com. And again, back to the top, our co-host, David Boyle, the man who makes all this possible and helps all of these charities and many more. There's a whole bunch of them on the list, a lot more on the list. David Boyle, President and CEO of National City, kind enough to give his phone number. We haven't yet asked him for his Social Security number.
Can't have that.
And I don't think you should give that out because even he got stuck, the guy who's selling the protection. But David's office is 248-729-8640, 248-729-8640. And his office, or maybe even David, will put you in touch with the people you need to speak with to find out more about what they're doing, find out how you can get involved, maybe have your own Community Appreciation Day, as the folks at National City are doing now for their second year in a row. June is the month, and the day was June 18th, whether it were before or after that date right now. National City's Community Appreciation Day. It's so important, we wanted you to know about it, and we wanted you to know about some of the charities, 3 of them notably, that are benefiting out of the many, many charities that do benefit from the over 600 employees that donate their times when this bank shuts down for half a day and gives back to the community and helps 23 area charities. So I salute you, David, first, all of your workers, and to these charities for the good work that you're doing all the time as well. Don't get enough attention. There are a lot of charities and a lot of cutbacks, and it's tough to get money. I'm glad we were able to help, and I thank National City and David for making that possible. For our National City Roundtable number 5, we'll look forward to seeing you next month right here at WJR.com, and every Monday through Friday, I'm right there at 760 on the AM dial and WJR.com as we stream live The Paul W. Smith Show. You go on out and make it a great rest of the day. Regards, Paul W. Smith.